Hi, Eric Johnson here at Vanderbilt's Owen Graduate School of Management, and I'm here today with Paul Jacobson. Paul is the CFO of Delta and has been spending the day here at Vanderbilt. Thanks for joining us today, Paul.
It's great to be back. Thanks for having me.
Well, Delta has this famous customer service, really this customer-centric view, and you've had to make a lot of changes to get there. How do you, as CFO, help the organization change?
Well, customer service is the backbone and goes all the way back to our founder, C. Woolman, who founded the company on extraordinary customer service. We haven't always been there. We haven't always been able to. But I see my role as CFO to be really an enabler of that customer service. So we challenge our finance staff not to just be the traditional controlling type, but to be solution finders, right? Because if we're doing our job right, we're driving efficiency in the organization, which is going to fund more tools for our people to serve our customers better. And that's where it's a little bit different than I think the traditional finance role of control, control, control. It's how do we find those solutions that are sometimes really hard to get.
And certainly something in part of the DNA of Delta today.
Well, it goes to the core of who we are. I mean, I'm reminded of an interview our CEO did in which the interviewer asks him, describe your job in 5 words or less. And he said, without hesitation, taking care of people. And he said that was the fastest that he'd ever heard that answer, but it's core to who we are. Our culture is our strategy, and our culture is the thing that we have to protect more than anything over the coming years to continue to hire the people that are going to have that service motivation to go out and really, really drive for our customers and satisfy them every chance they get.
Well, technology is increasingly important in many businesses, but certainly airlines have had their share of technology challenges with data centers and really realizing how important the technology is to the operation of the airline. What do you see are some of the kind of critical technologies that will have the biggest impact for Delta?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. It starts and ends with reliability from the very beginning, and we're guilty as charged with the outage that we had a little bit more than a year ago, in which we got out there and admitted that we had failed to deliver our customer expectations. That's not who we are, but it was a pattern and the result of many years of inability to really invest in the technology at the level we needed to. We've completely transformed our prioritization. So just last week we stood up a brand new data center. It was a $250 million project that began almost a year ago with the focus of driving that reliability, because at the end of the day what we realized is as much as we can fly the airline without an app or without technology, at the end of the day, it all comes together and works seamlessly because of that technology. And if our people don't have the tools because the technology is not working, the system falls apart. And that's what happened. And we can never let that happen again. We were fortunate and blessed that our customers forgave us because we owned the problem, but we don't get many second chances to go and do better. And that's why we've been relentless in our prioritization. The other side of that is innovation. We still have a long way to go to be able to innovate at the levels that customers and the upcoming generations expect. On the one hand, I think customers of the next generation are more willing than ever to share personal information and build relationships with companies that reward them for that value and can provide some type of return on their investment. And without technology to capture that data and to really know your customers, we won't be able to fulfill that brand promise.
Well, one of the great pleasures I have in my job is getting to interview and talk with executives like yourself. And I always ask them to share a leadership lesson, something they've learned along the way.
Oh gosh, I've had so many great opportunities to learn from people, and I think at the end of the day, the best thing that I can pass along to future leaders is it's not about you. And I always, when I was growing up in my career, and I never dreamt that I would be a CFO, but I look back on that, and I always wondered about those executives who continued to work long after they had enough money to do whatever they wanted in life, and realized that at the end of the day, it's about serving people. And I've been blessed with the opportunity to create opportunities for people, to mentor, to motivate, and to use that platform and that title and that network to go out and really, really help grow people and help develop a team. And there's no better feeling in the world. It is so rewarding to see people do more than they ever thought they could do. And I'm in my role because I had people who believed in me more than I believed in myself. And I see that in a lot of members of our team at Delta. And it's fantastic to see them sharing that success.
Well, Paul, thanks so much for spending the day with us at Vanderbilt.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back.